is absolute child pornography. This is exploitation of children. This is exploitation of young black children. Hi, it's Judy. Thank you for joining me with another episode of Still Growing. Now we're talking Cuties, the new Netflix movie. This movie is causing a lot of controversy, so let's unpack it and find out exactly what the issues are. Now, just before we get into the movie, I just want to ask you to please subscribe, make comments, because this is a new YouTube channel and I would really appreciate your support. Okay, so let's get into it. So this movie is causing a lot of controversy because it depicts a black child, and not just a black child, but in very sexual, explicit manner. And some people are saying that it's actually exploiting children. So before I spoke about the movie, I really wanted to watch the movie and get an understanding about why this movie was made, or what the plan was behind making the movie. I was really looking forward to seeing the movie because this movie is written and directed by this black lady. And so I was really stoked about that. It's great to see our people doing great things, and she's a young lady at that. And its first showing in Sundance did really well. And so when Netflix started to advertise the movie, I was really looking forward to the work by this director. Her name is Maynona, I think it is. If I'm not pronouncing her name correctly, please do correct me. So she said that she created this movie or written the script based on the fact that she, as a Muslim, grew up in a Muslim environment. I believe it's her mom that's Muslim. However, she grew up in France. And so she was saying that she actually had some issues growing up because her culture, being Muslim, was very strict. And so she wanted to talk about that. She was saying that her inspiration for writing the script was the fact that she saw young girls dressing provocatively, and she also saw them watching what's happening in social media, dressing very, very provocatively, like these images that they see in social media, the movie stars and music industry, women dressing. So she wanted to make this movie to teach young girls that they do not have to behave that way in order to achieve their dreams. It's quite contradictory that she would say this, because if you watch this movie, and I would definitely say if you have a child, a teenager, do not let them watch this movie, because this movie, although it was created for children, although she said she created this movie so that young children can learn self-esteem and learn to value themselves, that's quite the opposite of what this movie displayed. In the movie, you even see girls. What the movie actually display is girls groping each other, or groping themselves, dressing explicit. The camera moves. When you make a movie, there's several shots, that is usually taken in order to create a scene. And so you see the camera following the body parts of these children, and so you have to wonder how many times did they have to go through this in order to get particular shots. And so, first of all, this movie should not have occurred. I can't understand why any adult would allow a movie like this to come to the light of day, because These are children. These are 11 years old children that are dressing in ways that I don't even dress as a grown old woman, you know. You see these girls, there's even a scene where the girls hold another girl down and forcefully take off all her clothes and display her underwear. There is a scene where one girl actually take a nude photo of herself and publish it on social media. I really don't understand how the inspiration of creating something for children went wrong here. And so it begs me to ask whether this really were created for children to begin with. Because if you go to Netflix to watch this movie, if you are a child, it shows 18 plus. So as a child, they're not even allowed to watch a movie that was created for them, right? Because the movie is so explicit. It's very sexualized. It's all about selling sex for these children. Now, I personally have young children, and I wouldn't even let them dress up at home like that, much less to be on television and social media behaving like that. And I think most people would agree with that. And so that's why you see there is now, I think, perhaps 600,000 people that have signed a petition to have Netflix remove this movie from its repertoire. It's not there to create a positive image for young girls. So that begs me to wonder now, why was the movie created? Okay, and although this is a black woman and a young black woman, and I wanted the best for her, I really want to, because the writing itself, I think, was really well done, and the directing of the movie is really, really good, but the exploitation of these children is a totally different issue. So it's a matter of now, did she actually create a movie for children? Because if you're creating a movie that has some sensitive issues, some sensitive topics in the movie, why would you cast young children to play this? Why would you not cast an 18-year-old or 21 years old? There's lots of adults that look like children, that are young looking, that she could have used to play this part, but instead she used children. So it's more of a pedophilia situation, I think, because to me, from what I see, I think this movie is more targeted towards pedophilia. And I've heard other people say that, and I would have to agree with that. I would really have to agree with that, because it's not benefiting young people in any way. To me, what it's actually doing is it's actually grooming young children. It's grooming them in a way where they become familiar with these topics. They become familiar with these behavior. They become familiar with sexualizing themselves. And so when they get a chance, whether their parents is not around, or whenever they get a chance, whether their parents is not around, or there is some way these topics are introduced in their lives. Okay, so to sum up, I really think the director is really talented, but she missed the mark. I mean, she went far from the mark of what she intended to of what she intended to do with this movie. I don't know if she's really into there's all kind of crazy people in this world, so I just wish her well, and I'm sure she's going to learn from this, because a lot of people have spoken and have spoken loudly that this is absolute child pornography. This is exploitation of children. This is exploitation of young black children. And we have to speak out against this. So I'm so proud of everyone that's standing up and saying that this is crap. This really is. That's my opinion. Please write below what you think. If you've seen the movie, what is your opinion? And if you haven't seen it, would you be interested in seeing it? I do think that Netflix should actually remove this movie, because at some point, some young child is going to stumble across this. My children have access to Netflix, and although I try to keep on top of what they watch and monitor what they watch, as a parent you can't control everything, and so they really need to remove this, because this does nothing but plays into the hand of pedophilia, play into the hand of sex traffickers, play into the hand of people who want to hurt children or who get pleasure from abusing children. Those are the type of people that I see that are the audience for this movie. Okay, so my wrapping up is going on way too long. So please just make a comment and let me know what you think, and I hope to see you next time. So peace and love.